Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Wow. Just overnight, just a few hours ago, I was finishing off the nighttime live, and now we have a whole bunch of news. What do we start with? We start with Marathon Digital acquiring a Texas wind farm. Why? This wind farm produces about 200 megawatts of energy, right? And it reduces the carbon footprint for Marathon Digital. On top of that, it enables Marathon Digital to actually scale. I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff going on. So you've got SMRs, which are small nuclear reactors. Then you have, wind farms, and you still have solar going on. There are a lot of things that are going on in the space to help produce energy. And when you produce energy, what are you also producing? Heat. So I want to know how that affects global warming. I have to get into that. What else do we have going on? The developers of XRP Ledger decided they're gonna revamp the blockchain for a little bit. And what they did was make it so that it could scale more, because they started seeing that, wow, there's like a crazy surge, for XRP. So they decided, okay, we're going to have to do this to scale. And the additional benefit, to bring down fees. So when I turn around and I look at everything that's going on, that's a very smart move. If RLUSD, right, is going to travel along XRPL, the fees are going to be paid via XRP. That's fine. That's cool. It's nothing miraculous about that. But it increases the scale, increases the reach. And that's what's actually a big deal. Because they're saying, oh, we can do a lot. We can do a heck of a lot more. So I'm interested to see like the numbers behind it and what it can produce, all that good stuff. And, what kind of drop in fees we're going to see, all of that. I'm here for it because I am a part of the XRP army. I had somebody get on, yesterday, and start leaving not so well written notes. And the first one I answered, he was like, RLUSD is going to use XRP. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you mean XRP Ledger. It's going to travel on XRP Ledger. Whether or not you're paying the fees using XRP, it doesn't matter. It's traveling on XRP Ledger. So I get it. Everybody's going to earn money depending on that, depending on usage and all that other good stuff. However, I'm sitting back and I'm looking at how this person is writing, and I'm like, it's kind of rude. It's kind of rude. I don't mind receiving notes and stuff like that, and the world isn't perfect. But it was like purposefully rude. Yeah, I deleted that. I don't like rudeness. Unless I'm sending somebody to the corner. And it's all a big joke. Everybody knows it's a big joke. That's like our thing during the nighttime live. So if you want to catch something, you want to catch some fun and learn a lot, catch the lives. Catch the lives. I'm telling you, that we cover some stuff. And if you really want to learn a lot, you become a GMB big bagger. Go over to gmb.tv and become a big bagger. Why? Because we have our big bagger exclusive video conference call coming up December 15th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's when all the big baggers hop on a call and discuss what kind of research they're doing now, what they're digging into, what kind of recommendations they have, what kind of tips and tricks. We're just sharing everything. We're sharing everything. We actually have an agenda that we're going to hit this weekend. On that day, December 15th, but it can change just based on what's going on. Who'd have thought that BNB would take off? Actually, me, Hutanic, like all of us, we all thought that BNB was going to take off, because BNB, people don't think about BNB as being a part of the connective tissue. They don't think about XRP as becoming a part of the connective tissue. They don't think about Ethereum as being a part of the connective tissue. They don't think about Chainlink being a part of the connective tissue, Uniswap, Aave. Just there are so many coins out there that kind of just do their thing, but so much relies on just those, that group of coins. Connective tissue. Connective tissue. I'm telling you, pay attention to that, because that's a very, very, very big deal, because those are the coins that will never go away. Those are the coins that are spread out all over the place, helping transactions, making things easier, making sure that everything just runs. Connective tissue. Then you have, what else is going on? Athena's USDE. Who'd have thought? USDE surpassed DAI, to become the third largest stablecoin. Wow. So Athena did that. And I'm wondering about when RLUSD hits, when it hits, depending on how they fund it, how they back it, is that automatically going to become the second or third largest, stablecoin, like by far? I mean, let me take a look real quick. If you look at USDC, you only have to have a $41 billion market cap right now. Okay, 40.2 if you want to be exact. That's not a lot. That's not a lot to take over a spot. It's not a lot to take over a spot, especially if you have bank. If you can actually put fiat behind, or a strong reserve behind your stable coin, you might be able to do it. And the way XRP is flying right now, Ripple could do it. Ripple really could do it. And if they did, out the gate, it could become number two, depending on how much money they put behind it. Scratch your head on that one. Scratch your head on that one. But they have $55 billion or 55 billion coins left or something like that. Yeah, they could actually do it. I think the math works. I'd have to look deeper into it, but I think the math works. If the math works, that would be amazeballs. Fiat-backed stablecoin hitting that high up. I'm telling you, pay attention to these things. Pay attention. Something else you'd be paying attention to. South Korea was going to have a tax on crypto that was going to kick in. It was a steep tax that was going to kick in 2025. And the two opposing parties, one of them caved. The Dem side caved and said, fine, we'll hold it off until 2027. Maybe there'll be a political change. I'm just saying that I want to see how this affects their economy, because that could be where the United States goes. And it says, yeah, capital gains for crypto. Don't worry about that. That would be amazing, because then you wouldn't have to do, loss mining at the end of the year. You wouldn't have to do any of that. You would just handle transactions as normal. Wow. That's all kinds of wow going on right there. What else do we have? We've got Singapore Gulf Bank considering the purchase of ZA Bank because of their asset trading platform. That's big reach. That's big reach. If that was to happen, that could be a very, very, very interesting move. Because if you really stop and you look at this, you're seeing more and more banks looking at becoming exchanges. You have exchanges that are looking more and more like banks. And everything's getting fuzzy. We need to pay attention to this. Why? I want you to think about this from a United States perspective. Excuse me. In the United States, you've got a new regime coming in, and that new regime could say, we're going to roll back regulation. They've been hinting at it. They've been saying it out loud. They're going to roll back regulation on the traditional financial industry. We're going to have a far softer touch. We're going to be pro-crypto. Put those combinations together. Put that combination together, and what do you get? You put that combination together, and what do you get? Yeah, that's not a little thing. That's a big thing. That's a really big thing. So I'm sitting back and I'm kind of saying to myself, whoa. If that happens, right? I was mentioning last night that there are a lot of different things that could happen. You take those two things, right? And then you say large deportation, the plus and minus of deregulating or relaxing regulation in the banking industry. You have things that can be good and bad at the same exact time. And then you've got to weigh what the effect is on your bag. And something that, I'm really paying attention to is if you have softer regulation on crypto and more people gravitate toward crypto, what does that do to the US dollar? What does that immediately do to credit card companies, right? Because if you come on my platform, my e-commerce platform, and you host with us, you can accept credit cards, you can accept PayPal, and you can accept crypto. As more and more businesses realize that when they accept crypto, they're getting all of their money, no fees, they're getting all of their money, you're going to see more and more companies start to call us. Oh, I've got an online site. I want to do this. I want to do that. Transactions per second are important. If you're live at the register, they're important. They're key. When you're online, you're a little bit softer with that, right? But you figure before a company ships product, the complete transaction is done. You've received payment before you could even tell your inventory clerk to go pull merchandise. That would change the game. That absolutely changes the game. You're not waiting for credit card fees. You're not waiting for credit card transactions to be done. If somebody wants to return something, you can actually say, oh, okay, we could take that back and we'll return your money. Because you actually have the money. It's not one of those, well, they're disputing the charge. No, there's no disputing a charge. If you paid for it, you did it. There's a lot of steps you have to go to actually send crypto. So if you did it, you did it. Now, you might say, oh, I don't like the product. I'm returning the product because. But now these companies are going to cut how much they get cheated because of credit card fraud. Because of credit card fraud. You know what it takes to do Bitcoin fraud? You know what it takes to do any kind of crypto fraud during a transaction? There's no fraud if the asset is in my wallet. There's no fraud. It's done. I don't lift a finger until it's there. Certain transactions only take seconds. So boop boop. Oh, okay. I guess they paid. Let's get that out. That's going to be a very big difference in the business in the business space. Huge. And I'm talking game changer. So I'm sitting back and I'm wondering how fast would that flip the credit card industry on its ear? That's why you're seeing all those deals between, MasterCard, Visa, and all these crypto spaces. That's why you're seeing it. Oh, don't worry about flipping back and forth between fiat and your crypto, your digital assets. We'll take care of that for you, bam. Because they're trying to stay as that middleman. Telling you, pay attention. Pay attention, people. There are opportunities out there. So if you've got an e-commerce site and you're looking to expand and be prepared for that growth, give us a call. At Rebel Reach, we got you. We've got you. We can take care of it. Not a problem. Not a problem. What else do we have going on? Foundry. Foundry is the world's largest Bitcoin mining company. They just cut 60% of their staff. Yeah, their digital currency group, DCG, is the parent company. And I told you before, DCG was having problems. DCG is having big problems, and they just cut 60% of their staff. And so here's a question I have. So Marathon Digital just went out and bought a 200 megawatt wind farm. I'm sitting back. Who's considering the purchase of Foundry, world's largest Bitcoin mining company? Wow. Breathe that in for a second. Yeah, if you cut 60% of your staff, you are ready to get bought. And I can tell you now, DCG needs the money. They're sounding broke. They're sounding broke. I think they're going to see a lot of those spaces get sold. CoinDesk got sold. They used to own CoinDesk. CoinDesk got sold. A few of their properties got sold. Foundry would be a big one, another big one. CoinDesk was a big one. This is going to be another big one. nuts. Absolutely nuts. What else do we have? BitEXC. They're backed by BitGet, just launched in Vietnam. Vietnam has over 20%, I think it's like 21.2%, something like that, but over 20% of their adult population owns digital assets directly. People in the United States will say they got in on an ETF, right? Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF, and I'm in on that crypto thing. You're not. You're not. You are indirectly invested in crypto. Being directly invested in crypto is actually having your keys. Not your keys, not your crypto. You're not in the game. You're paying somebody to hold crypto on your behalf, and they charge you for it. That's what you're paying for. Instead of just hitting an exchange, buying some crypto, and putting it onto your non-custodial wallet. That's being in the game. That's having true exposure. But being someplace where I can pick up the phone and be, buy me some of that ETF. 2 seconds later, sell that ETF. Tell you what, if you're buying into ETFs, go buy my book, right? Here's why. Go buy Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. It's right there on Amazon. It's a really good read. When you buy that, come back and talk to me about buying into an ETF versus buying your own. It gives you all the skinny on what's good, what's bad, right? It gives you a foundational knowledge platform all about crypto that will help you better understand what that's all about. Just saying, you might want to pay attention to that. What else do we have? BNB hits a new all-time high. BNB, just before I started shooting this episode, BNB was at $790. Let me say that again, and we'll go over the numbers in a minute. $790. And people aren't understanding why. BNB is one of the most built upon platforms in the crypto space. Ethereum I think is the biggest. Solana is another one, but I think people are dumping Solana. They're starting to realize, there's a network problem. I can't rely on that for real-time transactions. I can rely on it for regular transactions that are not, mission critical, I would say. Mission critical transactions I'm not going to do on Solana. Simple transactions, sure. But mission critical, like cannot fail, I'm not doing that on Solana. You could do that on BNB. You could do that on Cosmos. You could do that on Ethereum. You could do that on a whole bunch of other chains. And BNB happens to be one of the biggest and baddest chains out there. They have a lot of stuff built on it. And I don't mean just memes. I mean real dApps. Just like Ethereum, real things happening on that blockchain. So yeah, it was destined to explode. Then you've got Virgin Voyages. They have a new not a new package, but they have a new offering. You can now purchase an unlimited cruise with Bitcoin. People are sitting there just kind of going, huh? Yeah. There are people that live on cruise ships and they just bounce from ship to ship to ship. That's what they mean. And you can purchase that using Bitcoin now. I'm telling you that things are going on at the highest of levels. But when regular businesses start getting involved, and Virgin's not all that big. They're big, don't get me wrong, but Virgin's not that big. They're getting closer and closer and closer to the regular everyday mom and pop shop. The everyday mom and pop shop, they're going to start turning around going, every day they have like 3-4 people walking the door, knock, 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 talking about, hey, we can do a better job for you for credit card transactions. They're going to start calling me up and saying, hey, we want to do crypto transactions and we're going to take care of them. That's really where it's going. That's ultimately where it's going. I'm telling you, it's a great thing. And Solana ETFs, right now, they're in with the SEC. They're in with the SEC. Cool beans. SEC is not moving all that fast. They'll probably get something like 2025. If we're lucky, 2025. Early 2025, obviously. Obviously. So yeah, I mean, it's December. Nobody's doing anything in December. They'll pick up a piece of paper and be like, oh, I looked at it. I'll get back to you in January. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Then you have, Vitalik Buterin saying, hey, look, listen, Coinbase and Uniswap are doing some really cool things. And, he has a focus on security, big deal. And he's got a focus on user sovereignty, privacy of your data. He's saying that's really where we need to go. That's going to be huge. Just keep paying attention out there, people. There's news happening around the world and you need to know what's going on. But right now, you know what we need to do? That's right. We need to get into the news. We need to get into the numbers, rather. So let's go do that. Boom, boom, boom. And let's take a look at the GMB Crypto Tracker top 25 losers first. This updates every little bit so you can see what the losers are. HBAR is down 9.33%. That's profit taking. Algorand is down 12.56%. Telling you, but Hedera is going to make a major comeback. Major comeback, I'm telling you. Because it's doing things. It's only got a GMB X factor of 0.75. I don't follow Algo anymore. I like Algo. It's cheap. It's fast. But I'm paying attention to where I can make money. That's what I'm doing right now. So they're down. So Hedera's down 9.33. The next one, Stellar, down 5%. Okay, that's it. Everybody knows about my 5% rule. That's it. Everything else is below 5%. Don't care. Don't care. Right? So, and I will bring this to your attention. Hedera has a GMBX factor of 0.75. Polygon has a GMBX factor of only 0.8. Everybody was talking about how Polygon's falling off. It's not doing anything, blah, 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 blah. Are you noticing that it's only 44% off its all-time high? That's actually closer than you think. Pay attention to that because Polygon is another one of those coins that's a part of the connective tissue. Just saying, pay attention to that. Let's take a look at the winners. Whoa, double digits all the way down the damn list. That's crazy. Tron leading the pack with a 65% jump. Okay, GMBX factor of 0.10. Why? Because they've also hit all-time highs. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see, who else am I paying attention to? Let's see, Curve Dow up 28%. GMBX factor of 12.85. I don't know. I don't follow Curve. I don't know that a couple of people that I know have Curve. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I was talking to you yesterday about how EOS was popping up. It's another 23%, 23.34%. It's got a 15.11 GMBX factor. I don't know if it can do it. I do know that it's up. BNB chain up 20.84%. A GMBX factor of 0. A GMBX factor of 0. Live it up. This does not happen a lot. Does not happen a lot. And that's why, because they've hit, they're right there at their all-time high. Their all-time high is $790. It's at $788 now. So literally, it's going like this at the all-time high. I'm just saying, there are coins that you should be paying attention to, and that's one of them. Let's see. I'm not going to talk about the imposter coin right here. Let's see. We've got... I don't pay attention to either one of those. Monero, shocker, is up 15.1% with a GMBX factor of 1.171. I would call that a comeback. Dead serious. Pay attention to that one. Anybody else I'm paying attention to? Nope, that's it on my list. But this whole list is double-digit up. Double-digit upward momentum. I'm telling you, pay attention to your wallets. Wake up this morning. Somebody was talking about last night, hey, I got in on XRP at 56 cents. Do you think I should get out? I'm not going to tell you what I think, or I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to tell you what I would do. If I'm in that far, last night at that time, He was in at, or they were in at 56 cents, and it was, XRP was at $2.57. I'm like, you're $2.01 up. I see nothing wrong with shaving some profit. I would see nothing wrong with shaving some profit at that point. None whatsoever. I'd probably recommend it. So anyway, you've got a lot of stuff going on. Today's Wednesday. What do we have? ADP unemployment, more Fed speak, the final U.S. S&P final U.S. services PMI, ISM services, factory orders, more Fed speak. This time it's Jerome Powell. Fed beige book, right? Tomorrow you've got jobless claims, U.S. trade deficit numbers, and Friday you've got a whole bunch of stuff going on, including a ton of Fed speak. You're paying attention to that Fed speak. Why? Because you know what's coming up. They're going to have that decrease. I'm pretty sure the decrease is going to be 25 basis points, and then we're going to be in it for a bit of a pause. A bit of a pause is what I'm thinking. Then the fear and greed index is at 78. I was expecting like 82, so I'm shocked. Right now, yesterday was like, I think it was 137 or 139 point something, 139.452, something like that, was the total value locked. Right now it's at 149.297. Wow. Telling you, things are popping. Then if you're looking at Bitcoin, look at this. It's got upward momentum. Let's get out of here. The 20-day is about to surpass the 20-day moving average is about to surpass the 200-day moving average. Not bad, but you can see I've got some red bars right there. Right? And you can see it surpassing just barely. But you can see some red lines right there. That's because, but the volume is like extremely low. The volume will pick up, and then we'll see what's really going to happen with Bitcoin. But you've got a lot of things going up. There's a lot of downward pressure on Bitcoin right now, and that's because a lot of people don't want Bitcoin to go beyond 100,000. They're not ready for it. That's what that means. They're not ready for it at all. But you can see we're just bouncing around in this general space. We're bouncing around between 93,434 and 99,655. We're just bouncing around in that tight little, we can make it even tighter, right? Just bouncing around, consolidating right there. There's only but so much pressure you can get. Remember when we were hovering about 50? Same thing is happening now. Pay attention, folks. Pay attention, right? Then you've got, Microsoft. Then you've got a whole bunch of stuff going on the big board. This is why I use the GMB crypto tracker, because that helps me actually take all of this and make sense of it. I like seeing everything on the big board, but it helps me make sense of it. Are you paying attention to Toncoin above $7? Most people are not. Tron blowing up 39 cents. Again, all-time highs. BNB, all-time highs, blowing up. ATH at 3,700. Really nice number. BTC, 96. How do you have all these explosions going on and Bitcoin is still under 100,000? Telling you, to me, that's manipulation. BCH is doing well. XRP is doing well. Solana is doing well. Again, my thing with Solana, it came back. It was like 223 yesterday. Now it's at 237. Yeah, it came up a bit. But not at the cost of anybody else. Everybody else is still up. Everybody else is still up. I think XRP is going to hit that $3 mark. And if they hit the $3 mark, it's not that far away from their all-time high. Just saying. So yeah, I'm paying attention to all of this. All of it. Link at $24. I was telling you guys to buy Link when it was $9. It's part of the connective tissue. World's largest and number one oracle. That's what I mean. Then when you look at the big board going straight across, you're looking at, here are the numbers. Ethereum's up at, 62.85% year to date. I call that not bad, folks. I call that not bad. Just saying, there's a lot of stuff going on that we should be paying attention to. And here we are. Right? So please pay attention to this stuff. XRP up 331%. Let's see. BNB, look at this. BNB is up so much at Bunny Hop Solana. Or they're fighting back and forth. Look at this. Solana, truthfully, Solana's up higher at 112 billion, but they've been bouncing back and forth for a little bit today. That's how close they are. That's nuts. Cardano. Are you paying attention to Cardano? Cardano is inching closer and closer and closer to Doge. Okay? Bunny hopped USDC. And then a far distant number 11 are these guys. Yeah, Avalanche is up there. It used to be closer, but Toncoin, Shiba Inu, Polkadot, Stellar, they're all within a very tight range. And if you really think about it, Avalanche isn't that far ahead. 4 billion, that's in this day and age, that's not a lot. And Toncoin is coming on strong. Coming on strong. Just saying. Just saying. Avalanche can pull away. It really can. But Toncoin is coming along strong. They really, really are. And when I really stop and think about it, I'm waiting for it will be a happy day when Tether is no longer in the top 5. It'll be a happy day when they're no longer in the top 10. There's going to come a day where the top 10 coins are not, and none of them will be stable coins. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, subscribe to the channel. Become a Big Bagger member by going over to growmybag.tv/join and become a Big Bagger. The next Big Bagger private video conference happens December 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we exchange all kinds of thoughts and ideas. All kinds of thoughts and ideas. That's what it's all about, is exchanging ideas. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? This is the kind of research I did on this. This is the kind of research I did on that. Here's some tools that I just found out about. We're doing all things like that. We're keeping each other educated, and we're helping each other grow our respective bags. Membership has its privileges. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.